Hello, directors, new and seasoned. I thought I would take you through a couple of the reports that I find extremely helpful in doing recognition and also just knowing where things are at and so on. So you want to click on Reports and Tracking right here, and then you're going to find most of your reports under Consultant Connection Reports, but one that I refer to most frequently is by going through Consultant Connection Summary. And then it's going to take us a little time here. And then you can click on Prior Year Comparison. And in here you can see, sorry, I probably should have picked somebody else's, but anyway, you can see your total earnings. They're also current for the month. However, remember that your overrides and so on will not show until you have qualified for them. So in other words, your director pay won't show until you have met your personal requirements of 1,000 in personal sales. So if you have nothing through, as I haven't submitted anything right now, then I'm not showing that I've earned any activity bonus or any overrides yet, because I wouldn't be entitled to any if I had 0 sales. So as soon as I submit my own sales, it'll start tracking the activity bonus, the $15 for every qualified, every active consultant on your personal team. We don't show recruiting bonuses anymore. We used to have cash recruiting bonuses. Now we have Pampered Chef dollars, so that is always 0. And then your second generation bonus is when you promote a second generation director, you get a 100 bonus for, that's not for promoting them, sorry, that is for however many active second line directors you have to a maximum of 3. Okay, so that's a recognition to advanced and senior directors that when a second line director promotes, her team rolls off your paycheck. So this is to help compensate for that. You get $100 up to $300 for the number of second line directors that you have. So you have a director who has a director. When you promote a second line director, so somebody on your team, one of your downline directors promotes a director, you get a $600 bonus for that. Okay, car allowance kicks in on executive director. Overrides is your 3 or 4% overrides depending on your level, and then it will always show you your increase in pay or your overrides from one year to the next, and also then your total earnings. And your total earnings will sometimes fluctuate a little bit. For instance, mine was showing higher, but I knew that it was going to go down because new directors take their activity bonus with them. So if your new director has 6 active people, the $15 goes with them. So that's fine. You just continue to recruit more people. Let's scroll on down here. You can also see what your personal and personal team sales are. So what's the commissionable sales that your team has submitted so far this month, your personal and then your team. How many kitchen, bridal, fundraisers and catalog shows have been put through personally and by your team? How many recruits personally and by your team? The number of people that were dropped. This does take until about the 7th or 8th, 10th of the month to update. So this is how many people left your personal team this month. So they went inactive after 6 months. What was your end count on your personal team? How many were actually active? Sorry, these are out of date. This is last year, so June hasn't been updated yet. So this is your end count. This is how many people were active, actually submitted. So this is always an interesting number to look at. You obviously want to close the gap on that. I mean, with the bigger team, you're going to have people that have been around for a long time who don't do anything month to month, some of them. And then what level were you paid at? Okay, so that's always there for you as well if you want to ever go back and look. And then you can look specifically, what did your first generation do? So that's your directors and their people. Okay, same thing, commissionable sales, number of shows, number of recruits, drops, all of this is here for you to take a look at. And it's not just interesting information. You want to analyze this. Like if you're seeing, you can look at the number of recruits that they're getting. Is it up? Is it down? Where can work be done here, right? You can look at that. Second gen, third gen, and then your whole organization, which depending on your size of your organization might be the same as your personal team right now, but this does show you where your organization is up month over month. If you ever want to calculate that yourself, you take this, divide it by this, and subtract 100%, right? Because it's going to include the amount that was there. Yeah, so I just thought I'd show you that one. And that is a good one to check and see where your paycheck is before it comes. And also, you know, where you're headed for your paycheck. Okay. So let's back up here. And you can also, while you're here, okay, I'm very guilty. Whoops, I'm very guilty of this, although I like it this way. So do as you please here. Also, under Consultant Connection Summary, you have a report on new consultants who joined your team. So you can click on this. Now, lots of people clear this out as soon as they've done the things they do for new consultants. I don't, because this is the only record of new consultants on your team once they disappear. So if I want to go back and call somebody who joined my team, I started keeping this information a few years ago, and I can go back and look at people who joined the team, you know, numerous years ago and reach out to them. There's no other record of this unless you're keeping a personal record. So this is just a way that I can always have their names and numbers, who recruited them, all that stuff. Okay, and then, so that one does not get updated by the company. You have to delete it out if you want. New consultants who submitted their first show, same thing, doesn't get updated by the company. Zeroing that one out is a good idea, because then you notice if you've got some recognition to do. Earned new consultant rewards is a good one to check on too, because you'll see that you can keep up on who you should be recognizing. This has suddenly got super slow and maybe even glitched. No, it says it's spinning. Except it's spinning very slowly. So you can look and see here. Yeah, you have to look it up in Dash now, sorry. But it does at least let you look at their 30 and 90-day dates. I don't actually use this report for that. I do use the one in Dash. So, and then also changes in title. The company updates this, so it does delete out if you have no changes in title. This will show you people who have changed title for the first time. First time promotions, and it also shows you re-promotions and demotions. Okay, so that's another one to take a look at. And then your inactive consultants, this one the company deletes and keeps up. It's very important that you check this because you want to look at the beginning of the month and go, okay, who didn't submit last month? Because if they don't submit this month, they could lose their career sales. And I don't care if their sales are $250. I still want them to know that, you know, they're on their way to 20,000 in career sales. And do they really want to, you know, lose that? Sorry. Also in that report, if you scroll down further, it will show you who is pending 6 months as well. If there's anyone who is coming up on their 6th month, then you'll want to reach out to them to let them know, like, last chance, you got to put through some sales. And it'll also show you those who were dropped. It's worth reaching out to them as well. They, especially if you didn't remind them in the 5th month, they may want to come back, and they could either come back with a starter kit, or they can come back with the comeback kit, which I don't recommend, but we'll talk about that another time. Okay, ask me if you have somebody looking to come back before they sign up with the comeback kit. Okay, so that's in that report. I think I will wrap up this video so that you can watch it in pieces if you want, and we'll do another one on reports. But I wanted to show that one because there was just a question about where to find your paycheck. Thanks. Have a good day.